Yes, indeed. B Marsh Boxing back at it with another live stream, and this is my post-fight review for this fight we had between James DeGale and Caleb Truax. You know, James DeGale was in pursuit, trying to regain back his IBF title, and this fight, man, this fight showed a lot from both guys. You know, showed a lot of character from both guys. You know, I mean, this was a bloody event, man. You know, the man James DeGale, I had him winning the first two rounds. You know what I mean? He was looking good from early. You know, popping that jab, using some lateral movement. Um, he was looking sharp in there in the first round, but in the second round, as what happens often between the southpaw and the orthodox fighter, James DeGale got headbutted in his right eye. You know what I'm saying? And man, that eye was bleeding profusely, man. You know, the man was you know, this cut looked like it would have changed the dynamics or the outcome of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a cut from round two. James DeGale is on the title quest again, so it wasn't looking good from him from early. Round three, four, five, and six, I gave it to the man Caleb Truax. You know, what I mean, he was taking advantage of that cut eye. You know, there was blood dripping into James DeGale eye. That blood actually looked like it was painted on his face. The man James DeGale looked like a member of the Legion of Doom, or the Ultimate Warrior. You know what I'm saying? The way he had that red plaster that was like painted on the side of his right eye. He looked like a kind of cyborg Terminator. You know what I mean? Like the blood wasn't even really moving like that. It just looked red, like his face was plastered with a red paint. You know what I'm saying? So the man James DeGale, it wasn't looking good for him from early. You know, for the first few round after round two, round three, four, five, and six, I gave to Caleb Truax. You know, he was the busier fighter in there. You know what I'm saying? He had the man James DeGale on the back foot. Occasionally, James DeGale was getting caught with straight right hands down the pipe, kind of like the straight left hands down the pipe that Luis Ortiz was catching on Wilder with in that seventh round. You know, punches that are knocking James DeGale all the way back on the ropes, and he's basically in the high guard. Then trying to use his reflexes, to duck punches. You know, he was getting caught occasionally by some punches, even when he was trying to use some head movement. You know, I think it was due to the fact that he couldn't really see, so he was basically a wounded animal fighting off of instincts. You know what I mean? And James DeGale was in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But you know, from round three, four, five, all three of them rounds, there was a headbutt, the same headbutt, on the same eye. You know what I'm saying? And even on his left eye, you know what I mean? There were headbutts, and James DeGale, man, you know, credit to him, man, because it looked like he wasn't even gonna be able to make it through the sixth round. You know what I'm saying? But after the seventh round, James DeGale started picking up some rounds, started fighting with his hands down like he usually does. You know, trying to entice a fighter to come in on him. You know what I'm saying? And trying to draw him to so he could counterpunch him. And he was having success there. With his hands down. One thing that I wish James DeGale did more often, which used to be one of his bread and butter punches, was with his uppercut, whether it's his right hand or left hand. You know what I'm saying? From close quarters. He didn't have too many of those. He did have occasionally a few uppercuts, but one problem that I thought that Caleb Truax could have taken advantage of was when he got on the inside, when he put relentless pressure on the man, James DeGale. Because this fight was looking like a pure image, you know what I'm saying, a mere image of the first fight, you know what I mean? But Caleb Truax in this fight, I think he was smothering his own work when he gets on the inside. Wasn't too much clean punches of his landing, you know what I mean? Just little taps here, taps there, here and there, but it was nothing of consequences on the inside for James DeGale to really got hurt, because James DeGale looked comfortable on the inside, even actually more than the outside when his eye was bleeding like that. You know what I'm saying? So James DeGale was winning some rounds. I had him winning 7, 8, and 9. You check it. Round 10, I gave it to the man Caleb Truax. But the championship rounds, I gave it to James DeGale. You know what I'm saying? I think James DeGale especially the 12th round. He looked like he wanted that world title back. You know what I mean? He showed the heart of a champion. Caleb Truax, he himself was cut above both eyes, his right and his left eye. That was more in the later rounds. You know what I mean? Again, from headbutts. You know what I'm saying? So this fight, man. I thought it was gonna go something like maybe like Chocolatito's first fight with Rungvisai, where the blood trickling down, bleeding profusely was going to play a factor into the outcome of the fight. I thought that's what was going to happen. And it sure enough almost did. And almost, just like Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn, these type of cuts are game-changing type of cuts, you know what I'm saying? Just, they could stop the fight at any point in time. They could have stopped that fight in round six easily. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they didn't. They let the man James DeGale gut it out. You know what I'm saying? And I had him winning this fight. Actually, round 10. Matter of fact, James DeGale got deducted a point by the referee Robert Byrd. You know what I'm saying? Because just remember like how Amir Khan when he fought Lamont Peterson, when he would use his shoulder aggressively to create space, basically shove a guy off of him to create some space in between, you know what I mean? And he did that numerous times. He got a warning from Robert Byrd, and then in the 10th round he did it again, and he got deducted a point, and it was a round that I had him losing. So that was a 10-8 round for Caleb Truax, you know what I'm saying? And but I ultimately had James DeGale winning this fight 114, 113, just like two of the three judges saw it. Two of the three judges, they had it a unanimous decision. I thought maybe it should be a split or majority decision. I think at least one judge should have seen it in favor of Caleb Truax. But regardless, nevertheless, I still think the right man won. You know what I mean? I had it 114, 113 in favor of James DeGale. That point deduction was very crucial. You know what I'm saying? It probably would have been 115, 113, 7 rounds to five, you know what I mean, in my opinion. So this fight was a fight where it easily could have gone in favor of the man Caleb Truax. If he did a little bit more work, maybe win one of the championship rounds, and also in between them rounds that he did lose, not smother his work, and land some clean punches, and gauge the right distance to land some nice shots on the inside, you know what I mean? Kind of like what Jared Hurd was doing. Caleb Truax didn't quite do the great inside job like Jared Hurd did. But nevertheless, I'm glad that James DeGale won his world title. It's one of my favorite, if actually is my favorite super middleweight, you know what I'm saying? But I believe, man, this guy's going through wars. If he gets in there with David Benavidez and David Benavidez imposes his will, strength, and power and youth and athleticism on James DeGale, it's a wrap. James DeGale takes another L. Same with Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo. I think Zurdo Ramirez right now could probably beat the man James DeGale. You know what I'm saying? With the jab, the movement, and also the man Gilberto Ramirez is not the typical Mexican style boxer. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy who fights with intelligence, with his boxing IQ and his movement, and using his jab to set up shots. You know what I mean? But I think those guys beat him. Even a rematch with George Groves depends on how George Groves looks, um, coming off the surgery off his shoulder. You know what I mean? Can he beat Kim? Because James DeGale ultimately said he'd like to fight the winner of the Callum Smith versus George Groves winner. You know what I mean? And that'll be for the WBA title. So that would be a unification, which would be great. You know what I'm saying? But James DeGale, if he goes to any more wars with one of these world class top tier fighters at 168, it's a wrap. But I'm glad the right man won the fight. One judge had it like 117, 110 in favor of James DeGale. I thought that was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But 114, 113 was right on the money. So congratulations to James DeGale. Chunky. You know what I'm saying? Chunky DeGale is a two-time world champion at 168. Both times he's won his world titles have been on American soil. The first time was with Andre Dirrell in Boston, Massachusetts. Got that belt in 2015, and in 2018 he gets it done again in the in the USA in Las Vegas to retain his title. So you got to give this road warrior a lot of props. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This guy fights in the States often, and he gets it done. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the fellas like Caleb, what's his name? Kell Brook coming over to the USA. beating Sean Porter, or Carl Frampton when he beat Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Could go even way back to fellas like Donald Curry getting beat by Lloyd Hunnigan. You know what I'm saying? So that's another world title for James DeGale. Congratulations to him, IBF champion. We'll see what's next for him when it comes. I'd ultimately like to see him in a unification. Maybe a little tune-up fight in there if he's still went through wars. He gotta let them eyes heal up. That eye has to heal up. Could take even more than 6 months. But let me know what y'all thought about this fight. All right, B Marsh Boxing. I'm gone. Peace.